And we are live. And we're also on the ball. So I'm going to be uploading this as a VR video as well. Which means if you are in VR, you'll be able to look around and see the rest of the con. Hello there, welcome to Wales Comic Con Telford Takeover. It's the Sunday, it's day 2. Gaming stage down there. And we've got some autographed stuff as well, and we've got autographs at the back of there. Is that Andy Serkis is still absolutely mowed out. Reasonably busy down in the artist corner as well. It's all shaping up rather nicely. Don't know who to talk to now. Do I talk to you? Or do I talk to you? I'll talk to you because you're live. Not going to be doing a episode today, unfortunately. Talking con, a cup of tea with in San Diego in our usual time slot, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT, because at the end of the day, I'm going to... too late, you're on camera, dude. You've 360, got no choice, no escape. But because we're going to be driving home. Unfortunately, the timing is going to work out. We're going to be on the road, so we're not going to be able to do that. So I thought I'd do a little bit of a recap now, as we're into the not dying seconds of the show. If you have any questions, do jump in. You can't, because I'm going to be uploading this to the old YouTubes afterwards. But if you want to dive in with any questions you want to ask, do that. But I can give you my thoughts and impressions of this Wales Comic Con Telford Takeover, April 2022. When we came and did this in October last year, we were at that period when the numbers were going stupid with COVID. The government was doing their best to really bring us out of lockdown. Omicron was just that sliver in the background. It was just about to make some noise. And there was a very tense kind of vibe. If anything, because the Americans didn't feel necessarily comfortable. There was a lot of people here. It was a very, very busy show. And nobody wearing masks. There was the mandate had literally just been lifted. So there was this real kind of sense of, if you're going to wear a mask, you're feeling you are being more responsible. And myself and Caroline walked around the floor. We were the only people wearing masks, and we felt like the only sane people in the asylum. Especially when we had just come from Thought Bubble, sort of like 2 weeks before, and it was full mandates, full jabs, full certificates, and you had to wear your mask. It was insistent. That's where we were. This was a little bit more relaxed. Or relaxed in its mandates, not on the floor. It felt very tense. There was also the slight vibe as well that you had a show that was wanting to launch straight back into it after that 2-year gap, or a 1.5-year gap. It needs some oil in the wheels, man. At the end of the day, you can't just launch into it after that kind of period. You also have to entice your fans in. You have to be a little bit more receptive to what they're wanting and how the show's going to go ahead. We cracked on, and everyone just got on with it. This show, it's as you can see on the floor, and to be fair, while it was busy yesterday, this is as busy as it was yesterday as well. There's people down there, but it was absolutely... You're 360, you've got no choice. You're on the camera already. I'm going to have to say that to everybody. It's great. I'm hoping we get some celebrities walking by and I just want to collar them. That'd be rather cool. But anyway, this show, everyone's just getting on with it. This is now back to how I remember cons back before COVID. There's more of a relaxed vibe. Apparently with the guests and the talent at the other side of the tables, they're feeling very kind of relaxed. People are kind and generous and giving time and distance if they needed it. If they're asked to give a bit of distance, or if they need to be told to wear a mask, people are wearing masks. So there's if this is the sense of what new normal is supposed to be, this is it. This is the new normal. This is where we're at. Still not 100% when it comes to organisation. The staff are fantastic. They're doing what they can on the floor. The guests are doing what they can. The attendees are doing what they can. There's just 1 or 2 bits and pieces at the top of the food chain that just need tweaking, and certainly when it comes to communication. But at the end of the day, these are things that happen. it's proven to be a little bit frustrating at times, and not just for myself but for other guests. But this is not for this isn't about me. This is about my issues, which that's personal. That's what I'm going to have to deal with James and the organisation. Just the con itself, it just needs a little tweak because there's a lot of plates being spun, and it's surprising that more plates haven't fallen. But the guests are on the floor, the punters are on the floor, and they're enjoying it. So maybe the frustrations will be observed more behind the scenes. Maybe I'm breaking curtain here. Maybe I'm being a little bit sort of like peeking behind the curtain, and the wizard's currently pedaling as fast as he can. But like I say, I mean, everyone's enjoying themselves. I mean, there's a bit of I'm really curious what that queue is actually. Hang on a second. Got a queue down there. So there we go. We got hello there, David Bradley. How are you, sir? How are you? All right. Sir, you got no choice, Brian. Too late. Love it. So there goes David Bradley of Harry Potter and Doctor Who fame, and Brian from Megacom. He's here helping one or two guests out, and I'm certain keeping his eyes open for opportunities, as is Brian's want. But there we go. I'd love to try and get him on the show at some point. So there we go. Things are happening. I mean, yeah, that was what I was going to do. I was going to work out where this. I mean, you could still see me, so it's good. I think this line is for. I think this is Bruce Campbell. I think that's Bruce Campbell's line. So yeah, that's Bruce Campbell's line. So there we go. Yes, all in all, I don't exactly know what to say. Yes, there have been some occasions affected how the punters have enjoyed it. I don't think it has. So therefore, how important is it? Maybe that whole business at the beginning of Saturday, when people were struggling, all the scanners to scan the badges coming in, or the QR codes, apparently every single one of them crapped out whenever they connected to the building Wi-Fi. That held up. Was an issue that it was a fire that needed putting out. As always, it's about fires that are going to get put out. So whether the fires become so there we go. Very weak. Made this. I've enjoyed